You might be wondering, how many stones can I get between now and GDC? Because let's face it, you spent some stones. I know you did. Josh, I know you spent a lot of stones on this banner right here. I know you did. Don't lie to me. How many Joshes in the comments did I just give a heart attack to? Let me know. How many stones did you guys spend over the last couple of months? I'm curious. Anyway, regardless, you just might want to know how many more stones you can get to see if you can load up on stones before the new biggest celebration of all time. So big, in fact, that I think our expectations are getting a little bit ahead of us, but still, they've kind of said that it's going to be huge because this is also combining with the 400 million download celebration. So there's going to be something extra going on here. Anyway, you want to be ready for this. So how many stones can we get between these two dinky little celebrations coming up? That's what we're going to be approximating in this video by going back in time. I always do this because it helps give people an idea for what to expect. And since we're getting closer, some of you guys might be starting to pay attention to Dokkan again. I've been seeing a little bit more familiar faces come back. So, you know, maybe you're one of those people. You just want to know, all right, it's time to lock in again. How many stones can I get between now and then? That's what this video is going to be all about. Now, in terms of the celebrations that we're going to be using, instead of using 2025, I think we should actually go back further because 2025 is a little bit of an anomaly considering when we hit full synchro, we had anniversary and GDC 6 months apart. So GDC had an extension, which was basically like a glorified part 3, which ended up being that same monthly Dokkan Festival celebration slot. Only here, it was an LR, and it was a lot more prominent because in terms of the stuff that was going on, in terms of the logins, the missions, and whatnot, there was a lot happening while this Gohan Goten Trunks Reversal Exchange LR was introduced into the mix. So I think for the sake of a more accurate representation of what the celebration is going to look like, it would actually be better to move back to the year prior. Now, the year prior in 2024, we hadn't yet hit full synchro at this point. Global was in the midst of a massive push, cramming a bunch of stuff together. We had anniversary in July. We had the Tanabata celebration in August. We had a measly little trap celebration. And then we had worldwide. There was a lot happening on the global side. But during all that, JP had Tanabata, part 1, part 2. So around here should be where we're looking at. And for global players, that was the thank you celebration. So we obviously can't do that. It's going to be JP's STR Roshi celebration. So we're going to be basically using this as our final stone check between now and GDC. So allow me to take you on a journey of cope, stones, and math in this video. Thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and jump in here and use this. Already a couple of things I can tell you right off the bat. 2 years ago, Infinite Dragon Ball History existed. 2 years ago, this SummerSlam banner thingy existed, another trap. I would not be surprised if they dropped something like this again, but they didn't do this last year. I'm pretty sure we didn't have this last year. GDC definitely didn't have it because everybody was, fixated on the GDC stuff. But the part 2, I was gonna say joyful. The part 2 Videl celebration, was it though? No, it was not. So SummerSlam seemingly discontinued after 2024. Burst mode was valued at 9 stones as opposed to 15, which has now changed. Essentially, what we're gonna be doing here is just doing a 1-to-1 count. But ultimately, I feel like it's safe to say the conservation of matter principle sort of applies here, but in terms of stones, the universal conservation of Dragonstone law, right? We will still get the same amount of stones, essentially, but it will be reformatted in different ways. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting with the first thing here, the login for part 1 and part 2, meaning part 1 Dokkan Festival and the part 2 Peppy Gal's double rates thingy, that is basically a 3-week span going from August 7th to the 28th. So for us this year, it'll be from the 28th. Oh, actually, wait a second. There's a bit of a gap here. What am I doing? Actually, maybe it might be a... No. You know what? Let me change this. Let me actually change this before we get started. Sorry. We're going to call this 2 weeks. So if it's the 28th, that means it would be the 11th. August 11th. Okay. And then this one, I think this starts like a week in. So I'm going to say that this starts on the 4th. And then this goes until 2 weeks. So the 18th. Something like that, maybe? Even that might be pushing it. I don't know. It's going to be something weird. Or they throw in an extra celebration, which I doubt. I doubt it. I think I think it's going to be something around here. We're probably going to have an extra like lengthy part 1, part 2, so that we can start GDC by August 28th, which we now know because of the like watch party stuff coming up. So it's you know, it's going to work somehow, some way. Anyway, let's just start with the login, because the login basically spans the entire month. So we're using the 2024 dates. It's not all going to line up, but that's okay. So for the entire month, or almost, that's 21 days. So we're going to multiply that by 2, because not only do the login stones give you a stone, but also the missions give you a stone. There's actually a little bit extra that you get from the weekends, but I never count those. So 21 times 2 equals 42. That's what we've got thus far. All right, moving on to the next thing here. The missions for the Peppy Gals Roshi celebration that spans from, again, the 31st to the 21st. I did the count and I went back and I saw that the missions give us, actually, wait, you know what? I have it right here. Oh, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, there you go. I did all the counting right here myself. Are you proud of me? And so this gives us 14 dragon stones. Well, what do you know? Okay, pretty cool. Next up, we're gonna, I mean, this doesn't give us any stones. We have the new Dokkan festival, right? So whatever it is, it should have a new Dokkan event. So a new Dokkan event gives us 2 dragon stones. So we're gonna go ahead and just include that. Very good. Okay. Dokkan Awakening assist missions. Those don't give any stones, so we don't care about that. Ooh, I think I kind of messed up the order here. Next up, Ultimate Clash. That's what I had in my list here. Ultimate Clash generally gives us around 30 to 31 stones. I'm just going to count it as 31. You can also see in your game that Clash is set to reset in less than a week. So this adds up quite nicely. In terms of inventory changes, there's not going to be anything as far as a new LR. As far as an EZA is concerned, I doubt we're going to get some sort of an EZA during this. I would expect some sort of an EZA potentially to happen during GDC, but we'll save that for another time. Then going back up here, a new Dragon Ball story event. Now this, I don't know if necessarily we can guarantee there's going to be a new story event, but we're still going to include it because we want to factor that into our calculations. The story event gave us 17 dragon stones. I went back and I did the count myself, and I found that it was 17 dragon stones. This is where we had the Devilman and the Devilman Dokkan Awakening, which is pretty dope. Now I saw a comment roasting me over the Pink Zone nickname that we have for this. The reason why I call this Pink Zone is because in terms of the challenge level that it presented, it is basically on par with the Red Zone, Blue Zones at the time. This was introduced back in 2024 when Red Zones and Blue Zones didn't yet have the DLC version. It was just the regular ones. And those are pretty nasty. And don't forget, Blue Zone isn't actually called Blue Zone. It's called Supreme Magnificent Battle, which is a stupid name. Just like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is. Just like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Evolution. Just like Super Saiyan Full Power 4 Goku. You know, like naming schemes in Dragon Ball are dumb. Same with these events. Instead of calling it heart pounding, heroin injecting, whatever, I'm just gonna call it Pink Zone. It's pink, you're fighting girls, it's fine. It works. It's not hurting anybody. So Pink Zone was introduced in 2024. Now for this one, I'm gonna make an exception, and I'm not gonna count the entirety of the Pink Zone thing, because it does give us a whole lot more at the beginning of the event's release, because there were more stages. Actually, did all of them drop at once? July 31st, 2024. So this July 31st, 2024. August 14th, that was the second part. Right. August 21st. Yeah, dude, it went all the way here. So that's 9, 18. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of stones. Plus, you get one for each one. So oh, Ribrienne. This is JP auto translated to English from Google. Brian. I don't know. I'm thinking Family Guy now. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to count that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to count the extra missions, because last year in the 2025 celebration, the Pink Zone got extra missions. And so that debuted in 2025, giving us about 12 stones. So if we go back here, Pink Zone gives us 12. That's what I'm going to go with. All right, moving on to the next one. I know some of y'all are already commenting down below from what I said. It's fine. I love you still. Okay, next down here, Super Battle Road. 2 Super Battle Roads. We got one on the 5th and then one on the 20th. We just got one, so I don't know if we'll necessarily get 2, but I'm gonna count them both. So 7 plus 7, that gives us 14 for Super Battle Road times dos. Okay. Extreme Super Battle Road gives us 8 Dragon Stones. So let's go ahead and count 8 Radar. Okay. And now we get to one of the ancient relics of the past, Infinite Dragon Ball History. Infinite Dragon Ball History has a little bit more of a range compared to Clash, because I think it just depends on like how many enemies are on the roster. Usually it averages out between like 22 to 28 stones, I think. I think it started off with more, like around 30, but they kind of dialed it back a little bit. So I think 25, 28, something like that might be a better thing. I'm just going to go with 28 because we're going to round down anyway. So Infinite Dragon Ball History gives us 28. New EZA. Videl got her EZA back during the celebration, along with some sub EZAs. The sub EZAs don't give us extra stones, but the Dokkan Festival EZA does give us stones. So I guess, if anything, comment section down below, what is our leading choice for an upcoming EZA that if it had to be Peppy Gals, it would be? Who are some potential Peppy? You know what? Yeah, you guys let me know who you would want, and I'm actually genuinely curious. Yeah, he's not a Peppy Gal, obviously. He's just a leader of them because, you know. Okay. What would we... There is no Dokkan Festival. Wait. It's got to be one of these. It's got to be either Kale or Bulma. I'm sorry. I'm a big Dragon Ball guy. I want more Dragon Ball, but here's my tournament of power. Here's my chance. Universe 6 could actually become really good if this bozo could actually not be garbage. So yeah, my money's on AGL Kale. Oh, please. She's overdue, right? When did she come out? She came out in August of 2020. This would be perfect. This would be perfect. You know what? I'm going to write that down. So EZA, right? I guarantee it will be Kitty. All right. And by doing so, I've probably doomed the cause. You're welcome. Next up, burst mode. So back in the day, burst mode was harder and it was less appealing, but it was 9 stones instead of 15. So burst mode will only count as 9. Ooh, my ordering is all screwed up here. All right. Okay. Then we have Golden Weekend, a special mission for a 3-day weekend. Now, if it's just for this one time, you would only get 7 stones. But usually we get these Golden Weekends in sets of 3. But if it's starting here, why wouldn't the date extend further? Maybe I'm misremembering, but just for the sake of not taking a chance and overshooting, I'm just going to count this as 7. It's normally 7 per Golden Weekend, which amounts to 3 times 7, 21, which you see right there, but I think this is just for the one weekend. So I'm going to count the Golden Weekend as 7. All right? Just 7. All right, next up. Support memory boost. These things are pretty rare these days. We don't get a whole lot of them, so I don't know if we necessarily will see this again. Kind of like Infinite Dragon Ball History, but still, we got to include it. Another 7. All right. And then probably the most guaranteeable thing to happen in the next month, World Tournament. I guarantee you guys there will be a World Tournament. We haven't had one since April, so we are around the time to get it. And we tend to also get these right before major celebrations. So this lines up perfectly. So we're going to get another one. And it's good. While I hate the mode, it's good because you get hidden potential orbs depending on how you do globally. And when I say globally, I mean against other hardcore players around the world. Also, free-to-play characters become stronger. And these World Tournament EZAs and TURs and whatnot, they're actually pretty good. They're actually pretty freaking good. So even if you don't care about going too hard on World Tournament itself, get your 50 stones and try to get access to some of those characters because it's worth it. Trust me. I think there have been a couple of World Tournament characters, most specifically, actually, you know what? We got to shout out the one, probably the most used free-to-play unit in general since its release or re-release. This guy, oh, no, you know what? Just kidding. He did not get an EZA. I was just testing you. He got a Dokkan Awakening. Not an EZA, but a Dokkan Awakening. This guy has been one of the greatest World Tournament character releases ever. And this guy's still really, really, really good. Really good. He does a ton of damage. That's not what this is about, but still. 34th Peton Battle. We're in the middle of one right now, so I doubt we're going to get another one, but still, we're going to include it. We're going to count it because, again, conservation of matter. You might still get these stones in other ways. Okay, and that's about it. everything else is just repeat stuff. If you're a newer player and you've never done these, then I am not accounting for probably like another 100 stones. Like honestly, between all of these story events, I am easily overlooking at least like 100 to 150 stones with all the missions and all the new stages and stuff like that. So new players, you got just a treasure trove of stuff to do here. And yeah, all of this stuff is coming back. Super strikes are coming back. Extremes, the areas, all this stuff is coming back. So that's a lot of stuff left on the table. But that being said, with all of these stones in these different spots, let's go ahead and do the math. 42 plus 14 plus 2 plus 31 plus 12 plus 17 plus 14 plus 8 plus 28 plus 34 plus 7 plus 7 plus 50 plus 11 plus 9 gives us a grand total of 286. Now, as you guys know by now, I've said it many times, I always, after this, round way down because I want to account for potential inconsistencies, calculation errors, or just, you know, other decisions that they decide to make. So I'm going to subtract 36 from this, and we are going to say that between now and GDC, over 250 Dragon Stones are left. That is a good chunk of change right there, if I might add. Assuming there's a buy 3, get 1 free going on during GDC. Between these two celebrations alone, by the way, two very unhyped celebrations in terms of timing. But between that, and we have the buy, what is it? The buy 3, get 1 free. That will give you 1, 2, 3, free. 1, 2. That will give you, wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 6. That gives you 6 multis on a GDC banner just between these two celebrations. Worth taking the time to actually doing this stuff. Log in, do your daily missions, do all this stuff. There will also be a countdown celebration that happens afterwards. It could also overlap with some of the stuff that we've got going on here that tends to happen with countdown celebrations. I was actually going back and looking through. Actually, wait, no, this is the wrong thing. If we go back to, yeah. So like, this was worldwide, right? This is right before worldwide. So these were all the things that were happening during, oh, I didn't even consider quest. Oh yeah. Wow, I left some stuff on the table with quest mode there. Okay. At some point we're gonna start to see, oh yeah, there's an update coming up, and then we're gonna start to see, there you go. Yeah. Up to 7 days, only 7 days left until global campaign. That was the worldwide one, random logins. And then also the countdown portion is going to be when the memorial stones are distributed. People are, I'm sure, going to still keep asking. That is not going to be happening now. It's going to be happening after August 21st. We got plenty of time. So you know what? If you're someone who just really wants to spend a lot more stones, well, you can add 250 more stones into your savings to then spend and get more memorial stones, whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat. So there you go. I have done the work for you. How many of y'all are still here? Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below and in the comments your thoughts on if you were to add 250 stones into your game right now, what would that bring your total to? Is there any banner in particular? Is there any character in particular that if that unit were to release next, all bets are off in terms of saving and you would just go for broke on that character? Who would that be? Because I have a feeling one of you guys will probably end up having to do that because it's going to be one of y'all's guesses. It's got to be. It's not going to be Zarbon. Of course not. The Curse of Toon will never, ever, ever let up. So let me know in the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you, the YouTube, know you want to see more of my stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.